So Claude Code has a memory problem. The moment that you start a new project or a new conversation, it forgets everything about you, like your name, your stack, and the 10 preferences that you finally finished setting up. So here's a memory system that fixes all of that and that you can set up in under 10 minutes. It lives in plain markdown format in files that you own, and it works across every project that you'll ever build. Once you finish setting this up, you'll never have to explain the same thing twice ever again. And the best part is that this is a system that evolves and grows with you. It is provider agnostic so that you can take these memories no matter what AI system or agent you decide to use in the future. So I'm just going to start a new project here, and I'm going to open up a new conversation. Now, normally when you start a new project, Claude Code starts with 0 memory. So if I were to type something like, "What do you know about me?" Normally Claude would say, "This is a fresh project, I have 0 memory," but because I have this memory system set up, it's actually able to load a lot of context. So it knows who I am, what I'm building, some of the projects I'm currently working on. It knows some of the core principles that I operate by, so things like quality, simplicity, and also some of the working preferences that I've actually worked with Claude to refine over time. So the storage behind this memory system is actually very simple. Like I said, it lives in plain markdown format. So there are categories like mission, values, working preferences, and with the skill that I provide, it will actually scaffold and create this structure for you, so you don't have to worry about creating it yourself. And along with the skill, Claude will actually do an auto compile every night. So it will go through your projects and it will compile this index that actually gets loaded at the start of every conversation. So what you saw earlier with the demo, Claude will read this index and it'll provide some high-level information. And the benefits of a memory system like this really starts to compound over time, because as Claude starts to get to know you more, it can actually start to figure out some of your strengths, your weaknesses, and actually some of your blind spots that you might not be aware of. Now you might be thinking, how is that useful to a project? And the example I want to give is I was working on a YouTube ideation pipeline the other day. And the basic idea is I wanted to be able to generate content ideas for new YouTube videos. Now, the way that I was going about it, I was pulling from news sources, I was looking at what other creators in my niche were doing, and it was just generating ideas that just didn't quite resonate with what I wanted to do in my channel. And what Claude was able to do, because it had context about me, and knowing that one of my biggest values is quality, which is an idea from Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance, but basically the way that I was building out the research pipeline was more centered around news and kind of chasing hype. So it actually helped me recenter around this value and helped me figure out ideas that were more centered around a foundational principle first approach. So this memory system really starts to turn Claude into a real partner instead of just an assistant that you delegate tasks to. And it can help you apply that knowledge across all your projects and actually help you align your projects with your core values and mission statement. Okay, so the setup I'm about to walk you through is all packaged up within a skill that is available for free. You can download it from my school community. The link is in the description, and it will help you set all of this up, and I'm going to walk you through all of that in this tutorial. So included in this, it will help you set up the base structure for your memory folders. It'll include the system that automatically updates and compiles these across projects. And at the end, you'll have that memory system that I demoed. And like I said at the beginning of the video, the best part is that these memories you will be able to keep forever. So even if Claude gets replaced by another provider, you can take all of this with you easily and plug it into the next provider. All right, so to get started, we're going to start by installing the skill, and you can access the skill through the school community that I created, and the link is in the description. And once you're in the community, you can click this classroom link and you'll have the Claude Code resources. And you're going to click this GitHub link. I'll also post a GitHub link directly in the description itself, but I recommend coming to this community and bookmarking it because that is where I'll be posting all of the skills in the future. So once we're on our GitHub page, we're going to click this code and we're just going to download the zip. And once we have that downloaded, we're just going to extract it. And then we're going to open up VS Code or whatever code editor you use into our root Claude directory. Now, if you don't know how to do that, I'll just show you how to do that real quick. If you open up your VS Code and you hit Command-Shift-P, and you just do a quick search for shell, and you want to click this install code command in path. And what this will allow you to do is, if we then come back to our terminal, what we want to do is we want to go into our root Claude directory. So the reason we want to install it here is that so we can make the skill accessible no matter what project you're working on. So we're going to cd into our root Claude directory, and then we're just going to type in code dot, and it should open up your VS Code inside your root Claude directory. So once you're in this directory, we're going to take the skill. First, let's just rename this. We're going to take the main out of it. And you are just going to drag and drop that into your skills folder. And that's it. Now we have the skill installed. Okay, so now that we have our skill installed, we're just going to start a new Claude session. And we're going to invoke the skill by saying, I want to create a new memory vault using the init-memory-vault skill from scratch. So first, it's going to ask you where you want to create this vault. I already have a vault, but I'm just going to create a brand new one. And I'm just going to take its suggestion here and say, I want to do desktop Obsidian memory. And once it has the directory location, it'll create the basic scaffold with the structure that I showed you earlier. And we are going to say, okay, let's proceed. And while it's doing that, we're going to go and we're going to download a tool called Obsidian. So Obsidian is what I used to show you all the files earlier. And the reason we want to use Obsidian is that it's an easy way to browse all of your files. But not only that, Obsidian provides linking between different resources so that you can kind of quickly navigate between different concepts. And it's just a really cool way to visualize all of your data. So to do that, if you don't already have Obsidian installed, just follow the link in the description, and we're just going to download the application and we're just going to install that. So the next step in this skill is it will ask you how you want to seed the vault. So this is providing the basic information. Now, I provided two ways that you can seed all the information in your vault. If you have a chatbot provider like ChatGPT or Anthropic, you can say extract from chatbot, and this will give you a prompt that you can copy and paste into either ChatGPT or Claude, and it will extract all the memory so that you can come back in here and you can paste it, and it will actually fill in all of that information for you. Now, if you don't use a chatbot, I provided this 5-question interview that will help provide some of the basic information needed for our memory system. So I'm just going to say extract from chatbot, and I've gone ahead and extracted some of my memories already. So I just entered in all the memories that I extracted from Claude, and now it's filling in all the different sections like about me, mission, and the README. And I've also provided this multiple choice questionnaire for working preferences if you don't already have that. And you can see that the chatbot memories that are provided didn't actually provide any of this, so I'm just going to answer a couple of these questions here. So these are just some starting working preferences, and you can go back in and edit these over time as you discover what works and what doesn't work for you. And if you have time, I do recommend going into this step, because this is providing deeper context about things like what are your core values, your worldviews, and the frameworks that you look at the world with. So you don't have to do this from the start, but again, the more context you provide, the more helpful that Claude will be. So we're just going to say skip for now. So the next step of this skill is actually creating this Claude.md file. Now this is what actually instructs Claude at the beginning of every conversation to load the memories that you've created within this Obsidian vault. And it will give you specific instructions like how to follow links for additional information. And it also includes the auto updating process that I talked about. So when you're working on a project, and if it discovers a working preference within that project, instead of just storing it within that project, it will actually update this vault memory file so that you can take that memory across different projects. So now that we have all of that wired, the final step of this is actually something a little bit more advanced. We can skip it for now, but one of the problems that you start running into when you start creating a lot of projects with Claude is you start having context that's spread across a lot of different projects, and it's hard to really figure out. And you might have 5 or 6 different Claude Code sessions open up within a given project. And what I've created here as part of this memory system is at the end of every night, it will actually go in and read through all your sessions for all your projects, and it will create a high-level summary of everything that you've worked on that day and give you recommended steps. So this is kind of an advanced feature, and I'll go more into detail in a future video about this, but if you want to install it, you can install it, but for the purposes of this video, we're just going to skip it for now. Okay, so now that we've completed our skill, we're going to open up Obsidian, and inside Obsidian, we're just going to open up our new folder as a new vault, and just navigate to where you created your vault folder. Mine is under Obsidian, my memory, and we're just going to click open. And now you should have something that looks like this. And similar to what I demoed earlier, you can go and see what Claude actually filled in for your missions, your values, and you can continue to update these over time. And now if you go back and you start a new project with a new session and you type in, "What do you know about me?" it should be able to pull everything inside that vault. And again, it will have the auto update system installed so that it'll auto compile all of your memories every single night, so you don't have to worry about updating this yourself. Now, there are more advanced ways to use Obsidian, like the PARA structure, the Karpathy wiki ingestion pipeline, using things like smart connections, RAG. Well, what I found is that 95% of beginners who end up creating a system like that never end up touching it again, and it just becomes a vault graveyard. Systems like that take a lot of uptime investment, getting to know the system before it really starts to pay off. So what I've really tried to do is distill all the good parts of those systems, but building it in a way so that it starts providing value on day one. And it's a system that grows with you instead of waiting for you to grow into it. So yeah, now you should be able to start using this memory for all your new projects. And as you use this memory more, I'm sure you'll find new ways to adapt this for your working methods. This is kind of just an initial scaffold for a basic memory system. But yeah, I encourage you to kind of play around with it, see what works for you, what doesn't work, and just adapt it to your particular workflow. If you have any questions or comments about this, please post it in the description. Also, I hope you'll join the school community where we have discussions about things like this. And yeah, that's it for this video. I hope this was helpful, and I will see you in the next one.